Hey guys, this is your Jomba. Welcome back to the channel. Today is June 23rd. It is only 2 days away from June 25th. June 25th is a very special day for Kenya and Kenyans because it is a memorial for the struggle for the third liberation of the Republic of Kenya. Many of you, najua, a lot of my viewers do not know me. And today I want to reintroduce myself to you, the same way Jay-Z said in HOV, Hove. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove, H to the O-V. Samahani. So, Mwabili Mogodi, how did I find myself here? My story actually began in June 2024. I am a product of the third liberation struggle. On June 19th, I was in Mombasa. And together with thousands of young Kenyans, especially baddies, I was surrounded by so many young women. We held one of the biggest protests ever held in the city of Mombasa. It has never been seen. It started like a joke, because on 18th of June, I was in Eldoret in the morning at around 7 a.m. and I was leaving Eldoret to go to Kericho. On my way to Eldoret, to Kericho, I spoke to a friend of mine, anaitwa Kiplagat Kosgei. Hopefully one day he will watch this video and we will laugh about it. So Kipla akanipigia about something with regards to work and we laughed about it. It's like, oh, by the way, mimi niko Kaptumo. I set up a new restaurant hapa na jaribu maisha kidogo. I'm like, wait, Kaptumo iko wapi? Anambia iko hapa Nandi County somewhere hapa, Nandi huku ndani. So I'm like, I'm on the way from Eldoret. Akanipatia directions. Nikaingia Kaptumo around 11 a.m. So I'm sitting there, we are watching Citizen while I'm having a meal with my friend, tukiongea. And then we are seeing on Citizen Live, there were protests in Nairobi. Polisi walikuwa wanazunda young ladies, hao ambao nawaita baddies. My mom is always wondering what baddies are. So baddies mazee wanachotwa, wanabeba, wanawekwa kwa Mariam. Kwa wale ambao hawajui Mariam, sorry, some of my viewers are old. I have viewers older than 65 as per my YouTube analytics. So Mariam ni ile lori ya polisi. Those old Nissan diesel lorries are called Mariam. So polisi wanangana na tu baddies hapo, tunawarushwa ndani ya Mariam. It was very funny and surreal for me. And I'm sitting there, I'm telling Kipla, come on man, watu wanafanya nini bana? Like, young girls ndio wako kwa streets wana protest. What are we doing sisi majibaba? Nikamwambia, you know what? And I was joking. I told Kipla, you know what? I'm going to tweet ya kwamba I'm going to Mombasa tomorrow to do maandamano. I sent out that tweet. And next thing I know, my Twitter blew up. My DMs blew up. People from Mombasa are sending me DMs. One of them, there's a lady who is an advocate. She sent me a DM. She told me, Mwabili, I am natengeneza notification kwa polisi. I know they say we need 3 days na nini, but you know, for as long as we have a document yenye tumesign, tutaweka date ya juzi, whatever, it doesn't matter. Wewe tu ndakuskania, unisainie, unirudishie. Alafu sisi tupeleke Central Police Mombasa. And the next thing I know, someone is printing t-shirts. I don't remember who. Another baddie ananiambia, Mwabili, mimi na print t-shirts, unataka yako ikae aje? If those of you who watch this channel have seen me with a black t-shirt with President Ruto's face declaring him an existential threat against the people and the Republic of Kenya. Hiyo nilitengezewa na kabadi fulani Mombasa. I don't even remember her name, man. Like, it was crazy. Next thing I know, it has all blown up. Sawa, I am on the way to Mombasa. We held a massive demonstration hapo. I came back to Nairobi, continued with my life. And then on June 22nd, nimekaa kwa nyumba, I see President Ruto is going to be in ACK Pro-Cathedral, Nyahururu, for some event. And at that time, I had gotten so tired of President Ruto and his stooges who used to go to church with money in magunia. Wanaenda kwa makanisa na pesa kwa gunia, literally insulting us the citizens. There's another one I remember, Kipchumba Murkomen and Oscar Sudi were literally beating each other with words of cash. Wanapigana na wanacheza na, like kwa podium ya kanisa. I'm serious, guys. So I just tweeted, I said, you know what, guys, kesho tuko wapi? Tuko Nyahururu. Let us occupy Nyahururu. And that is where Occupy Churches movement started. Because most of you do not know. I am the originator of the Occupy Churches movement, and it was not planned, it was random. That was 22nd of June. Nikatweet hiyo kitu around 6:37 a.m. Tomorrow I am going to occupy ACK Pro-Cathedral in Nyahururu to kick out President Ruto from that church. And everyone thought it's a joke. In fact, I was insulted so much by pro-Ruto people on Twitter. One of them anaitwa Abraham Mutai. On Twitter, he calls himself Lord Mutai. It's Mutai or something. Lord Abraham Mutai or something. Alinitukana sana. Naambia hakuna kitu naweza fanya. On Twitter too. So I remember that Sunday I woke up at 5. Nikatoka hapa kwa nyumba. Here, with this house. Here in Kiambu where I live. Katoka. Kaenda nikachukua matatu. I went to Nyahururu. And then on the way there, I'm watching YouTube. They put metal detectors. Even bishops and reverends and pastors wa ACK wanapigwa search kwa metal detectors. That evening, the Nyahururu people were tweeting, sending us pictures, wakituonyesha how much of an occupation there was of police. I was so scared, najiuliza naenda kufanya nini. On the way to Nakuru, sawa, between hiyo road ya Gilgil, before Gilgil, kuna hiyo barabara ya huko nyuma, there were 3 police roadblocks. Wana search. Sasa mimi I don't know what they were searching for. Wanasimamisha matatu, wana search. Mimi nimekaa tu nimetulia hapo. Tuli. With my t-shirt, my existential t-shirt ndani, na a shirt like this, a dress shirt on top. Nikafika Nyahururu. Nyahururu was like, I have no idea. It was like the green zone. For those who know war, green zone, the American parlance is those places where American soldiers wanaeka buffer, like they mwaga soldiers hapo. So it's a safe space for their citizens. Because there's overwhelming force. Nikatoka town Nyahururu, nikapanda bodaboda, nikafika kwa kanisa. I think there was more police in Nyahururu town than there were citizens. There were more police officers in that ACK Pro-Cathedral grounds than there were worshippers. They had closed the entrance into the church. Like no one was allowed inside. After sasa president aliingia, hakuna mtu alikuwa anaruhusiwa kuingia. Ukitoka umetoka. Lakini sisi ambao tumefika hakuna kuingia. So nimekaa hapo nje, nasikia vijana wananishtua. Mwabili. I'm like, kwani mko wangapi? Jamaa ananiambia mazee tuko jeshi wengi tu. Mimi nimetoka Kisumu. Mimi nimetoka sijui Nairobi. Mimi nimetoka LD. Mimi nimetoka wapi? I'm like, what is going on here? Sasa wanauliza sasa tunafanyaje? Naambia tufanye hivi, tuchill kwanza, tusikilize tu nini inaendelea. So I think zile nyimbo, masamo, nini imeendelea. So now I am trying to process how are we going to go about this protest. If all these young Kenyans are there, to buddies tuko hapo, to young girls maze tuko hapo, tunakanyaga mguu, Mwabili ni aje, Mwabili wazi umefika sasa tupatie direction. Patie direction. Who do you think I am? I am so scared, man. I was so fucking, excuse my language. I'll have to bleep this on YouTube. My palms were so sweaty. I am tense. I am shaking violently because I'm scared. Looking at the sheer force that was there in around that church. So ikafika point where politicians started talking. Actually, it was Deputy President who started talking. Archbishop Ole Sapit spoke, akasema, now there's a new order in churches because Kenyans are not very happy with politicians speaking. So President Ruto allow me Nitamwalika deputy president, sawa, atambulishe, a recognize politicians wenye wako hapa, alafu we uongee. Hata deputy president hakuna kupeana speech. Gachagua then akaingia hapo. That time he was Tugege. Alikuwa Tugege. Mnaitanga Tugege ama Ngati. Alikuwa Ngati hiyo time. Akaenda hapo akaintroduce my MP, my MCA, bla bla bla. Akaalika president. So president ameanza kuongea. So tuko hapo hivyo, vijana wangu wameanza kugather nyuma yangu, sasa wameanza kunipoke. Wananiuliza ni aje. Finally nikasema, you know what, kaende tu. I removed my dress shirt. I took a picture. There's a picture. I'm holding my fist like this. And then, so now there's 2 young girls behind me, young ladies behind me. They're poking me, nasikia wananidunga mgongo, mabili. Si useme reject. Me I'm like, nasema reject. Ajangalia utu tukarao vile tumejao. Nikasikia one of the buddies amesema tu, reject! You guys, it was a pandemonium. Yani, all those guys, young Kenyans who had gathered pale kwa hizo grounds from each and every corner, like people just sprouted. From wherever. Watu wana reject finance bill hapo. It became a massive protest. We are surrounded by armed police officers, presidential escort guys, wameshika zile machine guns, submachine guns, you know. And these people are ready to fire. And me, I'm there, I'm yelling, I'm saying, you know what, shoot me, kill me on this ground, because I was so ready to die on the Anglican Church of Kenyan grounds, because that is my church. I was baptized in the Anglican Church of Kenya. I was confirmed in the Anglican Church of Kenya. My dad has been a lay reader in the Anglican Church of Kenya for over 30 years. I'm retired juzi too at 78. President Ruto was yanked, akabebwa juju. In fact, I could see amenyanyuliwa juju huko na ma-PEU. Yani, unajua vile wanafanyanga vile, yani anavunjwa mbavu nini. Jaba juju ameenda ametupwa ndani hizo gari zake. Amekimbia huko. You guys, it was the best day of my life, man. It was so exciting. Tukapiga maandamano hapo, tumevuruga kanisa. And we kicked President Ruto out of ACK Church, Pro-Cathedral, Nyahururu. And that was the beginning of the fight for the church. I don't think we will ever win the fight against the church, because the problem with the church is money, ni corruption. Makanisa, the bishops, the reverends, the pastors are greedy for money. Tamaa ya pesa inawamaliza. And President Ruto is very good at throwing money at greedy people. President Ruto operates on 2 principles: plata or plomo. Plata or plomo. So, silver or lead. Silver is cash. Lead is bullets. If you cannot take his money, then he kills you. Guys, this is your Jomba Mabili Magodi reliving a very special moment in the June 25th memorial. This is my story about the occupation of ACK Pro-Cathedral Nyahururu. Tell your stories in the comments. Continue supporting the channel. The number is 0799 428 109 on M-Pesa. Asanteni.